Hey, let's come in this video. Let's come in this video. Yes, let's come in this video. Hey friends, welcome to another video. Hi. Today I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my C-section experience. If you haven't already watched my vlog about what happened prior to my C-section experience, I'm gonna link it in the cards. If you're watching on TV, you're not gonna see any cards, but you can just go to my videos and just click on, it's the video right before this one, and then I'll link this one at the end of that video so that you'll come back to this video. Alright, so if you're new, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. Thank you for clicking the link or the thumbnail that got you here. If you've been around before, welcome back. Thank you for all your love and support. This is Mr. Kirani. Don't make a fussy face. Don't do that. We're gonna sit here nicely and tell them a story. Today is Thursday, the 14th of October, and he is officially 2 weeks old today. So I've been home for a little under 2 weeks. I was in the hospital for 3 or 4 days. I don't remember. The day they were gonna discharge me on this Saturday, and then it was their policy that I was supposed to get some medication from the hospital pharmacy, but at the time that they told me, I didn't know that I was supposed to get this medication first. So apparently a family member comes in, gets the medication for you, shows them that you got the medication, and then they discharge you. But I didn't know that part. They didn't tell me that part. They just told me that if my blood work came back and everything was okay, then I would be discharged that day. So I was just waiting on them to tell me if I was gonna be discharged, so hubby could come. I could tell him to come and get me, because he didn't even come and visit that day because we were waiting on the blood results. We were also waiting on blood results for little man as well, because he has a little bit of jaundice. So they had taken some blood to check, and he's not hungry. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? He's not hungry, I promise you. I just fed him, and he burped a huge burp, and we were sitting here quiet and nice, and I was like, oh, it's a good time to go and film this video, because I wanted to get it up yesterday. And the minute I come over here, you start twisting and turning and giving me frowny faces. Yes. Okay guys, so I have completely sidetracked. So we are 2 weeks postpartum, exactly 2 weeks. I am still wearing I still have bandages on my cut, which I find, I don't know if I'm not remembering properly, but my last C-section was 12 years ago, and I do think that they had taken the bandages off like within the first week. But I did go in on yesterday, Wednesday, and she said that everything looks good. She put another bandage on. She says on Sunday I'm supposed to take it off, and then of course I can go about my normal hygiene routine. So I'm telling the story backwards, so let's rewind and go back to where the other video ended. So the other video ended where I was prepped and ready for C-section. I was in the labor and delivery suite, on the labor and delivery ward, and I was just waiting on them to come and get me the porter, or I'm not sure what the correct term of the person that takes you from one place to the next. So that picture that I had up, I had a catheter in, I was wearing the hospital gown, and I was wearing my socks, which by the time the porter came, I was asked to remove my socks, and they, of course, they put their little booties on, and they put one over my hair as well. I was wheeled down to the operating theater, where I met the pediatrician and the anesthesiologist, and the anesthesiologist explained to me what was going to take place, yada yada. The pediatrician also explained to me what was going to take place, and then we went in. So Initially when we went into the room, it was the anesthesiologist. I think the pediatrician came in as well, and then I guess a resident or a student, I'm not sure who that person was, and there was a nurse in there as well. So I was still having contractions at this time, so when they told me to get on the bed, I don't think it's a bed, but whatever, that thing, I got up, sat down. Well, I got up and then I was having a contraction, so I had to just kind of stand there and wait on it to be over. And then got up on the bed. She positioned me, and the nurse came in front of me, kind of holding my knees, and she said, okay, this is how you're gonna position yourself. And she once again went through the process of what was going to happen. The nurse was holding my knees, as I said. If you're not familiar, here in Jamaica, you are not, well, in a public hospital setting, you are not allowed a personal support person to accompany you. So no husband, boyfriend, spouse, partner, mother, best friend, none of that. So the nurse was there holding my knees. The anesthesia, so I do have scoliosis. It's not, I don't remember the degree of the curvature, but it's not anything major that requires surgery or a ton load of treatment. I do from time to time go in and get a little massage and that thing where the chiropractor, what are you doing? Where are you going? Why are you pushing up on your little legs? Where I don't know what the correct term for it is, but the chiropractor kind of puts you in that position and you just hear all your bones crack. I don't know what the correct term for it is, but I do go in and get that from time to time, not as often as I should. But as I said, they did say it's not anything major. So I have scoliosis. So she was there, and she did whatever feeling that she needed to do along my back, and then she proceeded to insert what felt like a very tiny needle, and then she was there feeling, and I guess she wasn't feeling what she was supposed to be feeling. And then she said okay, and she said we're gonna do it again. And then I felt another tiny needle. It felt like on the opposite side of where she had that first needle inserted. Apparently I moved at that one, and the nurse was like, no honey, you have to be still. I'm trying to be still. I didn't move on purpose. I'm not trying to cripple myself. And she still couldn't find whatever it is, and she was there saying, I found it before I inserted, or something to that effect. And then she tried a third time back on the first side where I felt the first needle. I couldn't see, but it just felt like a really tiny needle. So I got 3 different jabs there, and then she said, okay honey, I'm gonna have to just give you general anesthesia because I'm not finding it. I don't know what she wasn't finding. I was like, okay, because I was not about to have them mess up my spine, right? Yeah. So then everything just kind of went quickly from there. I was the first C-section for that morning, and because my water had broken from the day before, they wanted to just get me out of the way first. They had scheduled C-sections, but they just wanted to get me out of the way first. So as I said, she said, okay, we're gonna put you under general anesthesia, and she asked me to lay flat on the bed. They moved, there was the wires from all the monitors that they had on me were on the bed. They moved them out of the way. I laid down. They took my mask off. She said, I'm gonna give you some oxygen, and then you're gonna get something. I think I heard her ask for fentanyl, I think so. Yep, so I got the oxygen and then I got the meds, and I remember the doctor telling me to kind of scoot. Apparently I wasn't in the middle of the bed. By that time the doctor was standing over me. Oh, while I was getting the oxygen, so the doc was there preparing this area for, well, the doc, I don't know if he was preparing, but I know he was standing there. So they were preparing the area for the C-section. So they had left the little space out. They cleaned it with their betadine, I believe it is. Hey, you getting fussy? Don't get fussy for the people. Be a nice boy for the people. And then I remember the doc was asking me to scoot over some more. And I was trying to scoot over some more, but like my brain heard scoot over some more, and my brain was saying okay, and the anesthesiologist was saying she's gone, and I was like, no, I'm not gone, I'm right here, don't do nothing, I'm right here. And then everything went black, and then the next thing I know, I was waking up and I could feel the incision. I could feel it. I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. I wasn't behaving like that in real life, but in my mind, it's like you wake up and you're feeling it, and I'm like, I don't remember feeling it with the first one. I just remember waking up in a haze. I also remember feeling my breasts feeling like they were being squeezed, and I'm pretty sure they did this because from I went in, they were squeezing my breasts and they were saying, you know, they were dry, there was nothing. I said my body really wasn't ready to let up for this baby. Body really wasn't ready to let you out, huh? Yeah, so they were squeezing my breasts to see if I was making anything. But at that point I wasn't making anything. It took a while for this milk to come in, which is not characteristic of me. My previous two babies, my milk came in right away, right on time. You had to wait a little bit and you gone first. I didn't see my baby. They did ask me some questions. I don't remember what the questions were, but I do remember the nurse, the same nurse that was holding my knees. She said, Miss Singh, something another, blah, blah, blah. She asked me where I was. I don't remember what else she asked me. I didn't see my little man. I don't know if it is that I kind of just went out of it right after I answered that first question. But I do remember with my first baby, they did show me the baby. And yeah, so I don't know how long after that I was taken to the postnatal ward. So he came out at 9:46 a.m. and I think at around 10:30, I was able to take my phone out and call hubby. At that point I still had not seen the baby, and I remember nobody had taken the baby to me at that point, but I guess I was out of it the whole time, so I can't complain. And I remember telling him, I was like, I haven't seen him, I haven't seen the baby. And then I was kind of looking around and I saw a nurse and she had him in his hand, and I had not seen him before. I just knew what color receiver he would be in. Oh, I remember a nurse coming over and asking me where his stuff was, and I told her where to find. I had a little Ziploc bag with whatever he was supposed to put on first, with his little outfit and his receiver and olive oil, which they just used a little tiny bit of the olive oil, and they asked you to buy that specific size because they said they would use it all, because there's a smaller bottle and they said that wouldn't be enough, but they just used a little tiny bit. So I guess you weren't that messy. Or I guess maybe because he came out in the operating theater, they did do some amount of cleanup down there. So by the time we got to the ward for him to put his clothes on, he probably was relatively clean already. Maybe that was it. So anyhow, I saw the nurse with him and I was like, oh, I see him. I see the nurse. I know that's him. I know that's my baby. Yes. I knew it was you. Yes. And I'll insert his first picture here. Shortly after that, she brought him and put him in the bed beside me. I couldn't move and I wasn't. Well, bless you. Bless you. Bless you. All right. The people see you, the people hear you. Shortly after that, she came and she put him down in the bed beside me, and I took his first picture, his first couple pictures, and I sent them to Daddy. And then I remember I was still loopy and out of it, and I remember posting on my status just emojis that the baby was here on my WhatsApp status, and letting people know that I was still loopy because of the meds, because I knew a lot of people were waiting impatiently to hear if I had had Mr. Baby. And here he is, and I'm so in love with him. Yes, guys, so that was my C-section story. The first on Saturday. I had a C-section on Thursday. On Saturday, doc checked the incision and said it was healing nicely. They changed the dressing, and I was up and about by Friday morning. I was eager to be up and about because I didn't want to be in the hospital for too long. So the experience that I had with this one, the only difference is I think that my last one, I think I had taken the dressing off earlier, but with my last C-section, the baby had to be admitted to the nurse. They call it the nursery. It's like, it's not necessarily, he was sent to the baby ward, but he wasn't sent to a NICU because he had a fever, and he was kind of like this one where my water broke and I was just not going into labor, but he was a big baby, so they didn't induce me for that one. They just took him on out. And I was thinking to myself, I should have taken a picture of my previous scar, because now my first baby scar is gone. Yes. And I don't know why that makes me a little bit emotional. I don't know, it's weird. I wish I had taken a picture of it. I don't know if I have a picture of it showing. We'll see if we can find one. But now I'm gonna have a new scar. Alright guys, so that is my C-section story, and I know it was kind of mixed up, all jumbled up all over the place, as is customary for my little talking videos. And the fan was going in the background. You probably heard it. I was supposed to insert a disclaimer about the fan from the beginning. Mr. Kirani is getting fussy. We need to go have our morning bath. Right? 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 He's still a little bit jaundiced, but his levels were, what did she say, lower? I don't remember what she said, but his levels were below range. I think that's what she said. So he should be fine. His eyes do look a tiny bit yellow, but we're fine, right? Yes, we are. And we went back to the hospital afterwards and did another test, and it was also below range. So we're just waiting for this yellowing to be gone, right, baby? Right. Alright, guys, I'm gonna go give this one his morning bath, and if he's still awake, I'm gonna take him for a little walk outside. He's not gonna like it because outside is bright, and he still doesn't like to open his eyes. Yes, you. But if he's awake, I'll take him for a walk, and then we'll probably have something to eat, and then we'll go take a nap. Yes, mommy? Yes, mommy? Okay. Let's say bye-bye to everybody on YouTube. Don't have a frown of it. Hey, look at that thing over there. See that thing over there? Say hey. Say bye-bye. 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 You making a face? Say bye-bye. Ooh. Oh, yes. I think somebody's going to go take a nap after they have their little bath. right? All right, guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Until next time, bye. Say bye, Kimani. Bye.